morning. It's Nancy. How are you, friends? I'm just turning on the camera while I finish up a little bit of ephemera for my time for tea. So I'm going to make an altered tag, but I mentioned in my, not an altered tag, an altered paperclip, but I mentioned in my video earlier that I've discovered that if I add some, oh, Nancy, you're so sad. If I add some cheesecloth, it eliminates that bump and makes it a little easier to stick together. So I just took two little pieces of card. This was really 2¼ by 1 3/4 inches. These are just leftover bits. I picked them up and I thought, oh, I can make one more thing. And actually there was a plain paper clip in the book that needed to be replaced. So I just used my sewing machine to go around each edge with a little bit of stitching. And now I've inked up the sides. There's no need to ink up the other side because it's not going to be showing anyway. I rediscovered my Xyron machine. Well, it's not really a machine, it's a hunk of plastic, but I rediscovered it, and this is fantastic with these tiny little fussy cuts. So I want it to go on the front. Do I want to put a little lace on there? Not that lace. Here, let's add this little scrap. So we'll just let that dry for a minute. Now this is going to go like this, and I want it to pin this way. So like center it a little bit more, like thusly. All right, now grab. This isn't actually cheesecloth, it's gauze that I found at work. I don't know why we had gauze at work, unless, I don't know, it was in a Ziploc bag, I stole it. And I tea-dyed it. So I'm going to just run quite a lot of Fabri-Tac around the paper clip itself. And then if you want some hanging out, you can have it for sure. But that just sort of softens that edge so it's not so hard. I'm going to add another layer, because otherwise you see bumps and you don't want your bumps showing through. through the little fussy cut there. Okay, so see how I did like one or two layers here, one or two layers there, and then add an extra right over top of that. Now I don't want any strings showing on mine, so I'm just going to trim any hangers or stick them into glue. Okay, and I want it to go this way. And I just love having these little bulldog clips to hold right on the edge. Got some big bulldog clips too. Yesterday I got a whole big freezer bag of them at the thrift store for $1, which is unheard of. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. I'll show you some of the other ephemera I've made while we wait for that to dry, and then I'll show it to you on the page. Okay, so I made this little tag, and it has, I'm going to stand up for this so I can make sure it's completely in frame. So I found this recipe for scones in one of those recipe books, that the church fundraiser recipe books. I love the old typewritten font, and I just used a couple layers of book page, and this just happened to be an area of book page where there's no type, and added a little tab that I punched out and a little fussy cut, inked it up. I think that's cute. And I made this little it's made out of parchment paper, and I have a die to cut this little bag, and then I made the tag. So I stamped it up, added a little stamp border and the word T there. This needs a little something. It needs a needs a little topper there. Make it pretty. I love this lace, and it's almost all gone. I'm sad. There. That's better. I made this journaling card. So again, I used some book paper, stitched it together with a messy stitch, and piece of lace, a little fussy cut, and this is the face of a watch that I tore apart. And made some little collage pieces that I can just sort of stick in wherever. I wish I had stamped the background, the green piece in the background, but too late now. And then I made these little envelopes. So I found a box of these coin envelopes in both white and craft color, and I covered the front in lace, added a little fussy cut. I'm going to do a tutorial about how to do this. And then I made a little pull-out tag that doesn't want to pull out. Come on. Using scrapbook paper. Maybe I should round the edges. I can see what I'm doing. I should round the edges. Come on, get in there. I just added the little tab so that it could go right down and then close. And you can still get it out. And I made another one using the craft paper, colored one. And again, I made a little card. This should not be so much trouble. And I put one of those little fabric tags, teacup tags that I made. This one has the cuckoo clock. I couldn't resist. And then I made another tag out of book page. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, why didn't I think of this before? It's a tea bag. So I put this tiny little image here on the string. So that's what I've been up to. Now, this is probably glued sufficiently. Should I put this little? Yes, I should. Let's just do that. I can't believe I even asked that. I'm going to do it a different way. So fold it in half and slip it under there. That's better. It's not quite in half. Come on, Nancy. There we go. All right, let's find in the book where I had that. There it is. So here's the journaling card I made out of that other recipe, and I'm just going to take that off and hold it like that. So now we have this little piece here that you can tuck another recipe card into or anything else, and then it's not competing with the little collage that's down here on the bottom. All right, I am going to be gluing in the final bits here, and then I will come back and do a flip through, and also I'm going to do a tutorial on those envelopes. Okay, take care.